I'm Megha Sharma. The political earthquake within the Trinamool Congress is showing no signs of stopping. Now, what began as murmurs of dissent have now snowballed into a crisis in the party's 28-year history. First came the open revolt by the 58 TMC MLAs who broke ranks with the leadership and threw their weight behind the expelled MLA Mamata Banerjee. The rebel camp has now even secured recognition in the assembly, dealing a massive blow to Mamata Banerjee's authority. Then came the resignation of Firhad Hakim, who is the Kolkata mayor, senior TMC face and one of Mamata Banerjee's most trusted lieutenants. His exit has only deepened the sense of a party in a free fall. With reports of more leaders distancing themselves from organization, the TMC leadership has responded with an extraordinary step, dissolving all party committees and frontal organizations in a bid to regain control. For a party that dominated Bengal politics for over a decade, the biggest battle may no longer be against its rivals, but within its own ranks. Let's open up this conversation. On the telecast with me are my panelists. I have with me Shuvendu Mukherjee. Let's start this conversation with you, and it is a very interesting phenomenon that we are witnessing currently in TMC, and let me know if you agree with me with regards to these two factions that seem to have been built. One is the Mamata Banerjee, whose authority is not being questioned by the aides and loyalists in the TMC, but the other side, which is the Abhishek Banerjee front, which is being heavily criticized, which is being questioned, and Mamata Banerjee is being asked to take the lead, to control the party, and people within the party are not happy with Abhishek Banerjee and the way he has created the position for himself to be a natural beneficiary, in fact the inheritor of the TMC after Mamata Banerjee. How do you think these tremors, these ripples are going to impact the TMC, Mamata Banerjee, and more particularly the future of Abhishek Banerjee?
Yeah, so thanks. So my assessment here is that Mamata Banerjee, for many people, not just her own political workers, their leaders, as well as the public of Bengal, Mamata Banerjee is a very senior leader, a very senior figure. And for the last almost, say, 2 to 3 decades, she's been at the forefront of politics of West Bengal. And for many, she's like a figurehead of what has transpired in the state of West Bengal, her struggles, her fights, her ideology, her everything, the way she has come up as a leader has been of significance. But as compared to Abhishek Banerjee, who is more so of a person who's been parachuted into the party, so that probably has led to many people feeling disillusioned in her own party. Whatever I've heard for the last 4 weeks or so, and today is also a momentous, it's completing a month ever since the results have happened. Many in the party feel that they were not given their due, or they were not given a voice to express whatever displeasures they had, whatever suggestions they used to have, because it was either Abhishek Banerjee or IPAC who used to rule the internal dispensation of the Trinamool Congress. That is why what has come out from these factions is that Mamata Banerjee they would like to keep as an advisor, because Mamata doesn't have a seat as of now. She doesn't have a constituency to represent. And I think the angst or the anger is particularly against Abhishek Banerjee. That is why you have all these churnings that have taken place. TMC has dissolved the entire organization structure that they've had. So going forward, what I would really believe is that going forward, a lot of internal suggestions that have seemed to be coming up is that Mamata Banerjee has to come out herself and probably announce to the world that it is only her who shall be the face and probably would be leading the party from here on. Perhaps that is how you might attract the people who've not yet spoken out and people who might just stick with Mamata going forward and keep Abhishek Banerjee away from the entire picture. That is my prima facie assessment.
Okay, Joyita, quickly a response from you. Do you assess this internal revolt as a fight between the old guard and the new guard that Abhishek Banerjee brought about a massive change in terms of how youth leaders should look like, his model of governance when he has been the member of parliament from the constituency, Diamond Harbour, and he has projected himself as a leader whose governance model in Diamond Harbour should be replicated or should have been replicated across Bengal ever since he won it in 2014, and that has irked the old guard within the TMC no end.
Well, this that's revolt that is happening has nothing to do with the old guard or the new guard. It is every sort of guard that is revolting against, I would say, against Abhishek Banerjee. It is the whole, I mean, if you're looking at 80 MLAs they have got, out of which around 60 MLAs are saying that we are not going to listen to what Abhishek Banerjee is going to say. So, and that is a mix of old guard and new guard. And for example, an old guard guy is like, say, something like Firhad Hakim. I mean, he is the one who has now resigned from the chairmanship of the Kolkata Municipal Corporation. He has been pushing, I mean, basically all of them, they have kind of understood the sentiment on the ground, and all of them are now trying to distance themselves from Abhishek Banerjee. And that is because when it comes to Abhishek Banerjee, it's basically Abhishek Banerjee and IPAC together, the kind of atmosphere they have created. And you see, everybody is revolting against it. But at the same time, it's not so one-sided in terms of, I mean, there are wheels within wheels. Let's put it this way, it serves a lot of people's interest to basically hobble Mamata Banerjee politically. And that is the process that has started, because a lot of them also want to be on the right side of the BJP, Shubhendu Adhikari.
Okay, all right. I'm going to quickly put in this information for our viewers. We're getting to know that the BJP leader Amit Malviya has now shared a video on social media claiming that AITMC leader was hiding under a bed during public outrage. He alleges that the incident took place in Matha, which is in Cooch Behar, involving local leader Shaidul Mia. He claims that the leader faced anger over alleged extortion of 5,000 to 20,000 rupees linked to housing schemes. He also calls it part of a wider cut money corruption pattern in West Bengal. Himanshu, but if you could get into the conversation and discuss about this alleged outrage of the people of West Bengal against these TMC leaders, including Abhishek Banerjee, which of course is at this point of time contentious about the situation that is on the ground, and why law and order agencies have not been able to curtail this kind of violence and attack on these TMC leaders, irrespective of whether they are a party which is allegedly corrupt, is an extortionist party, and so on and so forth. The situation on the ground that the party is sort of imploding, the MLAs are leaving the party. We are at this point of time in a situation where the TMC is having an existential crisis itself. We do not know which is the real TMC, because there are these 60 MLAs who have decided to form their own party, or this is what the rumor at this point of time is spreading. So what's the situation like? Are we seeing TMC disintegrate because it is a TMC and Mamata Banerjee are regional satraps? Is its identity now just reduced to a regional party without any identity, without any relevance, without any power, of course?
Okay, Megha, for this, you will have to look at the political history of West Bengal since its independence. First, it was Congress. The last one was Siddharth Shankar Rai. And then Congress disintegrated from West Bengal, at least. Then came Communist, CPIM, 33 years. After that, suddenly Mamata rises, Trinamool Congress. If you remember a story or a genuine attack on Mamata Banerjee in a rally, and her skull was fractured. That was the day that Mamata became a political figure as far as West Bengal is concerned. That was a genuine injury. Now, I am reminded of visuals a few days back when some eggs were thrown on her Vipo, and he said that he's seriously injured. Now, that is the basic difference. Why the party has been disintegrating, why people are so badly agitating. If you see these two visuals, the one Mamata Banerjee genuinely getting injured on her skull, on her head, she's getting fractured, and then the man wearing a cricket helmet goes out and some eggs are thrown on him and he says that he's grievously injured.
No, but Himanshu, let's not justify it as well, right? I mean, talking about eggs, they were eggs, it's not just eggs, there were stones that were thrown. And I'm not saying BJP leaders and BJP workers who have also been attacked, they have suffered genuine injuries. There have been BJP workers who have been killed, they have been hanged to the trees. And that, unfortunately, that is the reality of West Bengal politics, and it has continued to be so since the time of the Congress, since the time of the left, since the time of the TMC, and unfortunately since now with the BJP taking over. And it will be at this point in time very interesting to see if BJP is able to turn around the very socio-economic fabric of West Bengal by bringing in peace, by bringing in law and order, by bringing in industrialization and development. But I mean, keeping all these, but Himanshu, keeping all these allegations and counter allegations, and whether there is justification for why Abhishek Banerjee was hit or not hit, or whether he was just making a mockery out of the whole situation, and so on and so forth. I do want to understand from you about how things are going to move forward here on for the TMC. Is it an existential crisis for the TMC right now? Is it going to be reduced like the left has been reduced in our entire country? Forget about the left. At one point in time, left had a massive influence in our country. TMC has only been limited to the state of West Bengal. So how does it pan out? I don't know how many members of parliament from the TMC are right now in the lower house and the upper house.
TMC has a very sizable number. They have a very sizable number. They are fourth largest party after Congress and Samajwadis, in Lok Sabha at least. So, see, TMC has an existential crisis at present, but just wait for a while. It's not even 30 days that TMC has lost the election badly. See, if I say today that Mamata, being a street fighter that she is going to give up her ground so easily, it will not be correct. But then the tradition of West Bengal says that the party that loses power once, after so many years, Congress lost it, they are nowhere to be seen in West Bengal. After 33 years, the left lost it in Bengal, and for 15 years they have to sit out. They had just one MLA in last house. So, what I'm trying to tell you is, it's something like this. The tradition of West Bengal is such that a political party, when they lose the political battle, other things follow after that, but then that party goes into oblivion at least for a decade or 15 days. Yes. And that is what seems to be likely as far as TMC is concerned. Because, you remember one thing, Megha, that every time a ship is sinking, first the rats run out. And now what we are talking about, Mamata Banerjee. What is the history of Mamata Banerjee? He was a CPIM member first. He went into TMC after that. Now he's gone out of TMC, original TMC. Now he wants to call TMC his own party, and which people are supporting at present. The elected MLAs are supporting. All I'm trying to tell you is something like this. There has been a culture that what happened was the Congress, when they lost power, communists basically took over the Congress. Then communists, when they lost power, entire communist goons came down to TMC. So, the cycle goes on repeating. At times for 30 years, at times for 15 years, at times for 18, 20 years.
Okay.
That is the way I look at it.
Okay.
This particular stage...
I'm going to put in some more information that is coming in. Krishna Chakrabarti has resigned from her post as the mayor of Bidhannagar Municipal Corporation. She has submitted her resignation to the Commissioner Ravi Agarwal at Salt Lake Pura Bhavan. She says that she is stepping down for personal reasons and added that she will continue working as a councillor and has served the public during her tenure. I am being joined by Renik Datta. Renik, what is the real reason for the mayor stepping down?
देखिए, कल कोलकाता म्युनिसिपल कॉर्पोरेशन से कोलकाता म्युनिसिपल कॉर्पोरेशन का जो मेयर था फिराद हकीम, उनके तरफ से रेजिग्नेशन सबमिट किया गया था और उसके बाद कोलकाता का सबसे करीबी जो जगह बिधाननगर म्युनिसिपल कॉर्पोरेशन, उस कोलकाता लगुआ ये म्युनिसिपल कॉर्पोरेशन से बिधाननगर का जो मेयर कृष्णा चक्रवर्ती, उनके तरफ से भी रेजिग्नेशन सबमिट किया गया है। रेजिग्नेशन कॉपी में उनके तरफ से जिक्र किया गया है कि उनका पर्सनल कारण में वो रिजाइन कर रहे हैं, मगर ये रेजिग्नेशन के पीछे कारण क्या है, ये सबसे महत्वपूर्ण है। अगर देखा जाए तो तृणमूल कांग्रेस के तरफ से एकदम स्पष्ट किया गया है कि तृणमूल कांग्रेस का जितना भी कमेटी था उसको डिसमेटल किया जा रहा है। तृणमूल कांग्रेस की तरफ से कमेटी डिसमेटल किया गया है। तृणमूल कांग्रेस के अंदर पर जो बगावत वो देखने को मिल रहा है। तृणमूल कांग्रेस एकदम टूटता हुआ नजर आ रहा है। ठीक इसी सिचुएशन में दो म्युनिसिपल कॉर्पोरेशन का मेयर उनके तरफ से इस्तीफा देना, ये भी एक सिग्निफिकेंट है, क्योंकि एक तरफ तृणमूल कांग्रेस को लेकर लगातार चर्चा चल रहा है कि तृणमूल कांग्रेस का भविष्य क्या हो सकता है। क्या तृणमूल कांग्रेस का जो लोगो, वो भी जो सिंबल है, वो भी तृणमूल ममता बनर्जी के हाथ से जा सकता है, ये सवाल जब आ रहा है, ठीक उसी टाइम पर कोलकाता म्युनिसिपल कॉर्पोरेशन, बिधाननगर म्युनिसिपल कॉर्पोरेशन जैसे बहुत सारे म्युनिसिपल कॉर्पोरेशन का जो मेयर था उनके तरफ से अभी इस्तीफा दिया जा रहा है, जिसमें फिराद हकीम, कृष्णा चक्रवर्ती का नाम सामने आ रहा है। इनकी तरफ से इस्तीफा जो है वो दिया गया है। कृष्णा चक्रवर्ती की तरफ से आज ही उनका जो रेजिग्नेशन लेटर वो अग्निमित्रा पॉल, जो कि पूर्व म्युनिसिपल मिनिस्टर है, उनके तरफ से उनके पास जो है वो मेल मार्फत भेजा गया है, ऐसा सूत्र के हवाले से खबर मिल रहा है।
All right, Renik, thank you for joining us, sharing that information with us. Stay on with me. Let's take a look at this other piece of news. Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary of the Congress has now commented on the internal turmoil within the TMC. He has invited these MLAs who have gone rogue to join the Congress, stating around 60 rebel MLAs are involved in political realignment talks. He said that many wanted to join the BJP but were reportedly rejected over the image concerns linked to corruption allegations. He further said that Eknath Shinde model is being attempted in West Bengal politics as well. He further said that the MLAs from the TMC were welcome to join the Congress. रेनिक, इसके बारे में कुछ बताएं। अधीर रंजन चौधरी ने तो एक ओपन ऑफर रखा है ये जो रेबल एमएलएस के ऊपर जो टीएमसी से हैं, जिन्होंने जो 60 का जो ये नंबर हमारे पास सामने आया है, इनको बोला है कि कांग्रेस को ज्वाइन करे। कुछ सारे एमएलएस, ऐसी खबर आ रही थी सूत्रों के मुताबिक, वो बीजेपी ज्वाइन करना चाहते थे, पर कौन इस समय कांग्रेस को ज्वाइन करना चाहेगा?
देखिए, एकदम ही ऋतव्रत बंदोपाध्याय के साथ मिलकर टोटल 58 के ऊपर एमएलए तृणमूल छोड़कर कल नया तृणमूल बोलकर एक परिषदीय दल जो है वो विधानसभा में तैयार किया है। तो ये जो टीम है, ऋतव्रत बंदोपाध्याय का जो तृणमूल कांग्रेस का टीम है, इनको अभी ओपन ऑफर जो वो अधीर रंजन चौधरी की तरफ से दिया गया है, क्योंकि अधीर रंजन चौधरी का कहना है कि ये जो 60 एमएलए है जो तृणमूल छोड़कर अभी नया तृणमूल तैयार करने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं, ये लोग बीजेपी के साथ कॉन्टेक्ट किए थे, मगर इन लोगों के तरफ से इन लोगों के साथ करप्शन का जो मुद्दा है, उस मुद्दे के ऊपर देखते हुए बीजेपी इन लोगों को ले लेगा, और इसी वजह से ये 60 एमएलए जो है वो अगर चाहे तो कांग्रेस में ज्वाइन कर सकता है। कांग्रेस पश्चिम बंगाल में ऑलरेडी ये सिचुएशन में जिस तरीके से लड़ाई कर रहे हैं, वो लड़ाई और भी मजबूत होगा, और कांग्रेस में इन लोगों को आने के लिए भी अपील जो है वो अधीर रंजन चौधरी की तरफ से किया गया है।
Okay, all right. Renik, thanks for giving us that update. Let me quickly get in my fourth guest into the conversation, Huda Zariwala. Huda Zariwala, what's happening within the TMC? Do you think there is going to be a Naya TMC, new TMC that is going to come to fore amidst this churn that we see? 60 MLAs at this point of time disgruntled with the TMC, particularly with Abhishek Banerjee. They want to leave the party. How many of them are likely to join the BJP? Are there any prospects for these MLAs if they were to join the Congress, which at this point of time is fighting a losing battle almost all across the country and in West Bengal as well?
Well, good evening. Well, honestly, as far as the TMC is concerned, and in particular as far as Mamata Banerjee is concerned, she still remains the most popular mass leader. The organizational restructuring at this point shows the willingness to address the internal issues within the party. Political rebellions in the party, and at a time like this often occurs after the party loses in a big way, after any election, and they do not necessarily end a leader's influence. I mean, even at this time, some descendant leaders have reportedly continued to acknowledge her stature in the Bengal politics. So at this point, if you're going to undermine the role of Mamata Banerjee, and if the BJP wants to show that her stature is finished or her political career has ended, it's far from it. I mean, this is Mamata Banerjee we're talking about. She has built the party from ground up. Reforms
Yeah,
are
but
already
at
under.
this point of time, source-based information coming in, reports floating, there are rumors at this point of time being spread across that it is not the Mamata Banerjee, it is not Mamata Banerjee, the TMC Supremo, whom these MLAs, these disgruntled and upset MLAs are targeting. They are extremely unhappy, upset, very angry, frustrated with Abhishek Banerjee, who is the nephew of the TMC Supremo. They are unhappy that he is, they don't want legacy politics over here. They don't want family politics over here. They don't want they don't want Abhishek Banerjee to take control of the TMC as a successor simply because of the bloodline.
Agreed. That may be the case, which is what Mamata Banerjee will surely look into. Organizational reforms and the reforms within the Sangathan level have already begun. This is clearly an answer to the electoral setbacks, and we can also quote that an internal democracy within the TMC is healthy in this case. I mean, the fact that leaders are openly expressing their concerns and showing that they're not happy with Abhishek Banerjee stepping up shows that there is a room for debate, there is a room for dissent, and at the end of the day, the leadership is responding to the criticism from within. TMC's support base has always been historically built around Mamata Banerjee's image and the grassroots concerns.
Okay.
The upliftment of the women, the upliftment of the people, the needy per se. The political rivals, often try to amplify the internal issues, which is what is happening in this case. Opposition may not be exploiting the internal issues, but maybe bringing a larger, issue at hand here. So Mamata's party still remains the biggest vote getter in West Bengal. BJP may have won this time using, we know what kind of tools at their disposal, the central agencies. But let us not forget that she is going to come back with a bang. Her political career
that
hasn't
remains
ended.
to be seen. That remains to be seen. At this point of time, TMC and Mamata Banerjee have lost the election. BJP has come up as the giant slayer with the single largest party with the maximum majority. And that's the reality of West Bengal with the installation of the BJP government in the state. Let me also bring about another piece of information that is pouring in. The West Bengal Minister Tapas Roy has commented on the reported split within the Trinamool Congress. He said that the Speaker's decision is final in the matter. He has added that the party's collapse was inevitable and was always expected. He also linked it to earlier political breakups under Mamata Banerjee. Listen into what he said.
स्पीकर का डिसीजन इज एब्सोल्यूट, यू कांट चैलेंज। ये जो सिचुएशन में जो हुआ है, और 58 जो अगर एमएलए अगर साइन करके दिया, ये इन्होंने हम लोग का लीडर है, तो चीफ मिनिस्टर तो हो गया, लीडर ऑफ द हाउस हो गया, तो बाकी है लीडर ऑफ द ऑपोजिशन, तो बन गया। अभी जो भी देखना है करना है, स्पीकर कुछ भी कर सकते हैं, कोई बात नहीं है, एंड स्पीकर्स डिसीजन इज एब्सोल्यूट।
quickly bringing in Shivendu Mukherjee back into the conversation. Shivendu, do you find this a surprise, a little bit of, being taken aback, and why this has happened, that suddenly there has been this massive rebellion against Abhishek Banerjee after the elections have been lost? I do want to know. I do not live in West Bengal. I was not reporting from West Bengal when the elections were taking place, or even previously when the TMC was in rule. But have there been murmurs on the ground and within the political party that they were unhappy and frustrated with Abhishek Banerjee in the way he was conducting his affairs?
So, Megha, I would just quickly rebut what my co-panelist was also saying. It was a little bit amusing to hear her as to claiming Mamata Banerjee to be the biggest messiah of free speech and democracy. Let me remind everyone here that simply by shielding Abhishek Banerjee, or simply shielding Mamata Banerjee and putting all the blame on Abhishek Banerjee is not the right way to go about it. All the scams that we've seen for the last 13 to 15 years, you see the TMC scam, the teacher recruitment scam, SSC scam, RG Kaur, rapes, and every time Mamata Banerjee has made such inhuman statements to say that no, nothing has happened. It's a manufactured incident, Shajano Ghatona, and you see none of her current crop of new MPs that have gone to the Rajya Sabha, be it Koel Malik, be it Menika Guruswamy, the lawyer, nobody has stood up for her in the Y channel protest that she did. How many MLAs and how many MPs stood by her? So it is very amusing to say that Mamata Banerjee is the real face of democracy and free speech, and she may have all the right to come back to power, but she was the epitome of women empowerment, of women vote. And what has happened now? Simply by giving 1,500 of doles through that Lakshmi Bhandar does not fetch you women votes. Women on the ground were not happy with how she was dealing with the state. Maximum appeasement politics that had crept in. Not just Abhishek. Abhishek was only a foot soldier, if I would say. The entire election war being fought in Mamata Banerjee's
So
name.
then why is this narrative? Why is this narrative? Is it just a forced narrative that is being woven against Abhishek Banerjee to shield Mamata Banerjee at this point of time? What's happening? This is what is intriguing right now. Jyota, quickly a response from you. So is Abhishek Banerjee being thrown under the bus? Jyota, can you hear me? Let Jyota answer. Let Jyota answer. Jyota, if you can hear me.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, so is it a false narrative? Is the hatred and a frustration against Abhishek Banerjee, being artificially cultivated? Is he being thrown under the bus?
Why will it be artificially be cultivated? I mean, Abhishek Banerjee, even in the Trinamool, he is the most hated leader for, I think, years now. Hated both by the old guard and the new guard. And that is because he and the IPAC have been conducting things. There have been reports in the media in which it was said that after the election, that 80 MLAs, that there was a meeting. Initially, there was a meeting where Mamata Banerjee asked even the senior MLAs to stand up and say, do namaskar and thank you to Abhishek because you have won because of Abhishek. It was all over the media. I mean, when you are treating your nephew like a demigod and you expect even veteran leaders to treat the nephew like a demigod, and which also basically sends out two messages. Number one, you do not have any standing in the party, and number two, the youngsters do not have any space to rise. So why would you think that this is happening today, where out of 80, around 58 to 60 MLAs, they have literally walked out by saying, not walked out, I mean, they have literally thrown Mamata Banerjee and Abhishek Banerjee out by saying that we are the real Trinamool, you guys are nothing. Why do you think all these Trinamool MLAs are flocking to this particular group? Because there's a serious problem with Abhishek Banerjee.
Okay.
And the thing is, and what I said earlier also, these people, I mean, because these MLAs have realized,
I'd like to
they are
counter
also
that.
trying to be on the good book of the BJP, primarily because they have realized the anger that people have against both Mamata and Abhishek,
Okay, all right.
out
So,
of,
Joyita, you made your point.
some
Joyita,
kind
you
of-
made your point. I have very little time. Huda, 30 seconds to conclude. What is it that you have to say?
I'd like to my turn to speak.
Yeah.
Right. So Abhishek Banerjee has held these electoral offices and positions and is facing the public scrutiny now, just like any other politician. His political relevance comes from his organizational work, his electoral performance. Let us not forget that ultimately elections are won by voters, not by these family names. Abhishek Banerjee is not just the future of the TMC, he's already one of its principal organizers. He's young, he's energetic, his organizational strength.
So why
are
so
the
much
biggest
hate?
assets to TMC.
Why so much hate? What is the reason he is the most hated person within the TMC today?
See,
Exactly.
this is hatred that is obviously being wrongly pointed out at Abhishek Banerjee. This guy has a mass outreach across Bengal. He has played a massive role
So are you
during
saying? So are you
TMC's
saying
organization
Abhishek Banerjee is being thrown under the bus? Are you saying that the blame is being shifted to shifted on Abhishek Banerjee
Not
for
an
this,
approach. He connects with the
massive
leaders.
loss that
He has
TMC
a
has
direct
had
contact.
against the BJP? Is Abhishek Banerjee being used as a pawn to shield Mamata Banerjee?
Absolutely. Many party campaigners and organizational drives have been coordinated under his leadership. He is an effective campaign
So is
strategist.
Mamata
He
Banerjee
focuses
not
on
as
development.
effective and efficient a leader as Abhishek Banerjee? Are you saying Abhishek Banerjee should be the head of the TMC and Mamata Banerjee should step down?
Abhishek Banerjee is a very strong leader. He is working under Mamata Banerjee. Mamata Banerjee has chosen him, obviously, for his organizational
So
skills.
why are
Obviously
these
for the
MLAs
mass
why are
outreach.
these MLAs so disgruntled and not in support of Abhishek Banerjee? That's again the question. These are contrary. These are contrary things that are happening. It's difficult to understand that if there is such a massive support and appreciation and admiration for Abhishek Banerjee, why are these MLAs at this point of time breaking ties with Abhishek Banerjee, do not want him in the party? They would rather that Mamata Banerjee leads from the front, and they would rather want to be in a political party which is the TMC, where Mamata Banerjee leads them. They do not want to create space for Abhishek Banerjee any longer. This is the messaging that is coming, and it remains to be seen. We are going to be following this very, very closely in terms of these very fast-paced developments that are taking place. Information that is pouring in by the minute. There is some press conference that is taking place. There are invitations being given by the Congress for the TMC rebels to come join them. BJP, there are source-based information coming in that these MLAs are at this point of time tempted to join the BJP, which is a ruling party, and it is but natural for these leaders to, in politics, join the BJP or any other political party, which at this point of time is a winning party, which has the majority of the votes, which has a large presence within the country. So we'll keep a close eye on all these developments. I thank all of you for joining me on the telecast and sharing your views. On that note, I slip into a short break. Thanks for watching NewsX.